Welcome to Summary Books. Dear friends, today I will share 10 shocking truths about becoming wealthy. Know them early and get rich early. Most of what we are taught about money is wrong. Most of what we know about success and wealth is wrong. Most of the popular ways to get rich today are ineffective. We are all taught to be poor, not wealthy. That is why there are so many poor people and so few rich people. Today, I will reveal to you 10 amazing and paradoxical truths about wealth that very few people know, and it's possible that no one else will ever tell you about these 10 truths except me. Anyone who knows these 10 truths, no matter how poor they are, can make a 180-degree turnaround to become successful and wealthy in a short period. All successful and wealthy people know and follow these 10 truths. What are these 10 truths? The complete answer will be in this video. If you skip this video, it could be the biggest regret of your life. Now, let's explore these 10 amazing truths about getting rich. The first truth is the answer to the question, is wealth or poverty determined by fate? If you cannot escape the obsession with the concept of fate, then the answer to this question is yes, wealth and poverty are due to fate. However, fate is something we create ourselves. The concept of fate is quite common. Most people talk about it and blame it for everything, especially when something happens that doesn't meet their expectations. So, what exactly is fate? You've used the term many times. Have you ever wondered what the exact concept of fate is? As for me, I don't know what fate really is. It is also a concept that cannot be proven. I only believe in things that can be clearly understood and proven, at least through contemplation, practical experience, with evidence, and with a sound basis. All the insights, opinions, and conclusions I share are based on scientific evidence. From my perspective, blaming fate is merely an excuse for people to justify their laziness and mistakes, allowing them to evade responsibility. People are very afraid of responsibility, especially responsibility for themselves, their lives, their existence, and their fate. Therefore, the simplest way is to blame something that cannot argue back. Because it does not exist to resist, remember, you are the master of your own fate. You create your own destiny. Whether you are rich or poor, happy or miserable, it all comes down to your own responsibility. You are the only one who must bear 100% of the responsibility for yourself, for your life, for everything that happens in your life, and for your destiny. Everything in your life, both positive and negative, is created by you. Therefore, if something is wrong, you can correct it. If you don't like it, you can change it. You have the full authority to do so. We are the masters of our own fate. The second truth is the answer to the question of whether wealth or poverty is due to divine rewards or punishments. Wealth or poverty is entirely self-created. No one or any external force is rewarding or punishing us. Someone may feel angry about this conclusion, and that is their right. We do not know if gods or demons exist or not. I cannot confirm that, and I have never seen anyone who can reliably confirm it. However, I can clearly see, know, and confirm the decisive impact of myself on my own wealth or poverty. It is very clear. Believing in something whose authenticity we cannot verify, or following whatever seems clearer, the way to choose between wealth or poverty, happiness or suffering, is entirely up to you. There is no external force rewarding or punishing you. Self-reliance is the best path to becoming successful and wealthy. Relying on others is foolish. Depending on supernatural beings or deities is madness. No one can save you except yourself. No one can help you but yourself. Being born into poverty is not your fault, but dying in poverty is entirely your fault. The third truth answers the question of whether wealth is due to luck and poverty to misfortune. Wealth may be a result of luck, and poverty a result of misfortune, but luck and misfortune are created by us. So, what exactly is luck and what is misfortune? These concepts are used very frequently, often unconsciously, but how many people truly understand them? When an event occurs as we wish, we call it luck. When something happens contrary to our expectations, we call it misfortune. However, we never consider the causes leading to the event, situation, or circumstance. If we seriously examine this, we will discover a truth. All events and situations that occur involve ourselves as both the primary cause and the recipient of the consequences. No matter whether an event turns out as we wish or not, it is the result of a series of preceding causes and effects. Do you recognize this? I am not referring to past life karma or some unseen cause and effect, but rather to the chain of cause and effect in the present. For example, if a woman is abused by her husband, we often think that the fault lies primarily with the abusive husband, while the woman is merely a victim. Alternatively, we might believe that she is unfortunate or that fate has destined her to marry a bad husband. Try sitting down and talking with her, and ask her about the past, how they got together. You will see that in all the events and situations that occurred before, she was directly involved in all of them. She was the one who decided to love him and marry him, rather than someone else. Isn't that right? She even struggled against the opposition of her family and friends to be with him. When the first signs of trouble appeared, she chose to continue the relationship, and even as things got worse, she still did not leave the relationship. Who forced her to stay in such a situation? Was it her husband? But she also had the decision-making power, equivalent to his. Just think about it. This situation is very common, not just a mere assumption of mine. Rich or poor, it all unfolds in a certain way, exactly the same way. It is the result of a long chain of cause and effect, continuously and uninterruptedly extending from the past to the present, and continuing into the future. It resembles a domino effect. Do you know what the domino effect is? As long as you don't end it or change its course, it will keep unfolding in the same direction. The present is the result of the past and also the starting point for the future. If you want to change the future, don't lament the past, don't wait for illusions, or worry about the future. Instead, focus all your attention and energy on the present. When you do that, the present will become the end of the past and the beginning of a new future. The fourth truth answers the question of whether becoming wealthy requires being a genius. The answer is both yes and no. What is a genius? If we analyze the term from a semantic perspective, it implies a natural talent, right? If so, we can say that no one is a genius, or we could also say that all of us are geniuses. This is not a joke or a play on words, but a fact. Do you see anyone born with more than one head? Is anyone born with a brain twice as large as others? If so, it would probably be a deformity, not genius. Do you see anyone who, from birth, already knows how to speak, read, write, calculate, walk, or run? All of us are born exactly the same, as a blank slate. You know, there are many Vietnamese people, and people all over the world, who, when they were young, showed exceptional qualities, but as they grew up, they vanished, even ending their lives in poverty and despair. On the other hand, there are also many people who, when they were young, were considered mentally deficient or slow learners, but as they grew up, became outstanding and great individuals. You've probably heard of such cases before, and if you haven't, just ask Google. It will tell you exactly who these people are. Therefore, becoming wealthy has nothing to do with being a genius, or not being a genius. No one is born with a preset mode of success or wealth. Everyone has the right, the ability, the potential, and the opportunity to achieve success and wealth as they dream, regardless of their background or current situation. The fifth truth is the answer to the question of whether you can become successful and wealthy. If you understand the previous four truths, you will be able to answer this question yourself. The four truths confirm that you can absolutely become successful and wealthy, or you could also end up poor. It is entirely up to you and your choices. Therefore, whether you choose to be wealthy or poor, it is entirely up to you, as there is no one or anything that limits you. Whatever you choose will be yours. If you choose poverty, then poverty will belong to you. But if you choose wealth, then wealth will be yours. If you choose poverty, then in reality, you don't need to watch any of the videos I share because they are completely unnecessary. Watching my videos will hinder this choice of yours, as I only share what helps people achieve wealth. Poverty is something everyone already has, and there's no need for guidance on that. You also don't need to strive for it because it's like the default setting for all of us. Everything in your life is created by you. You have always had and will always have all the resources and potential needed to succeed and become wealthy. The issue is that you need to be aware of these things, recognize their existence within yourself, and learn how to use them effectively and properly. You can absolutely become successful and wealthy. You can achieve anything and become anyone you want. You can be your greatest enemy or your best ally. You can either be the destroyer or the creator of your own life. It is entirely up to you. You already have fertile land and all the tools necessary to cultivate it, sowing seeds of wealth or poverty. It's up to you. Whatever kind of seeds you plant, that is what will grow, blossom, and bear fruit. If you plant seeds of poverty, you will reap poverty. If you plant seeds of wealth, you will reap wealth. If you still want to continue planting seeds of poverty, there's no need to read further. But if you want to plant seeds of wealth, then continue on this journey with me. The sixth truth answers the question of whether it is possible to become rich if you come from poverty, start with nothing, and have no one backing you. Instead of providing a conclusion, I will share with you the reality. The majority of the wealthiest people today, both in Vietnam and around the world, started from poverty, began with nothing, and had no one to support them. I say, today, because I am referring to people I know about. As for those from the past whose stories are not preserved in history, I am not sure. You can choose a few wealthy individuals that you are interested in and research their biographies, and you will verify what I am saying for yourself. Therefore, if you are born into poverty, starting with nothing and without any support, you share common traits with most of the highly successful and wealthy people. It doesn't matter where you come from or what your current situation is. You can become successful and wealthy from where you are right now. The seventh truth answers the question of whether becoming rich can be learned. Everyone is born the same, as a blank slate. As we grow up, who we become, what we achieve, and what we accomplish are all determined by the content written on that blank slate. In other words, who we are and how our lives turn out are shaped by our education. Most of us are miseducated during the early stages of life, and everyone has to re-educate themselves, to correct many things on their own. As adults, unfortunately, very few people realize this, and among those who do, even fewer are truly determined to re-educate themselves. Truly successful and wealthy individuals are those who have succeeded in re-educating themselves. The rest, who make up the majority, are led into a life of difficulty and hardship by the miseducation they received in their early years. Among them, there are still people who are wealthy in terms of money and material possessions but never experience joy and happiness. It's no wonder people say that even rich people can cry. Everything you have ever heard or been taught about money, human destiny, and everything around you, including what you learned in school, even subjects that you were taught as reliable science or truth, and what people say about you, is not entirely accurate, if not mostly wrong. You need to reassess everything, identify and eliminate what is wrong, and educate yourself again. We have been passively educated, at least for 18 years of our lives, to become poor, so we must also dedicate at least 18 months to re-educate ourselves to become wealthy. How can you expect to change yourself 180 degrees in just 18 seconds, 18 minutes, 18 hours, or even 18 days? Getting rich is also a type of knowledge and skill, so it is entirely learnable. Anyone can learn it. Learning to get rich does not require high academic qualifications or a genius mind. I assure you, it is not harder than any subject you've studied in school, but it does require time. And, of course, the most important thing is that you need to learn the right things in the right way. So, how should you learn and where should you learn from? If you can find a wealthy person who is willing to take you as a disciple or student, and teach you, that would be wonderful. There is nothing more to say, just follow and learn from them. But what if you don't have a rich mentor? Well, the truth is you don't need one because the best way to get rich is through self-reliance. The first step in this process is self-education. You can absolutely learn how to get rich on your own. I can guarantee this based on my own experience. So, where should you learn from? There are three main sources for learning about wealth creation. First, you can learn from books. Nowadays, there are countless books about getting rich. Some are good, some are not. There are many that are genuine and many that are not. There are practical ones and theoretical ones. You could say there's a whole forest of books about success and wealth creation. Your task is to select books that are genuinely high quality, reliable, practical, and suited to both you and the realities in Vietnam. This is a significant amount of work because choosing from such a vast array of books to find the right ones is a rather challenging task. The second source of learning is through practical experience, meaning learning from one's own experiences, where failure is the greatest teacher. No other learning method can replace this kind of learning. Even if you have a wealthy mentor or learn 1,000 wealth-building tips from books, if you don't apply them in practice, they are all worthless. The third source of learning is from others. People may not explicitly teach you, but you can still learn from them by observing, which is known as learning by observation. If you still feel confused, then consider learning from the program I have designed and am sharing for free. I always present my method as a final option. Feel free to try all other methods first. If none of them work effectively, come back here. I guarantee that while my program might not be your first choice or the one you initially want to select, it can become the final destination, the perfect, safe, and optimal choice for everyone. Truth number 8 answers the question of what to do, how to do it to become wealthy, and where to start. This seems to be the first question that most people ask when it comes to getting rich. When they meet a wealthy person and have the chance, people often ask this question first: what do you do to be so rich? It seems that people always believe that certain professions or jobs are easier paths to wealth, while others are not. In reality, every profession and job has both wealthy and poor individuals. Just look at the facts, and you will see this everywhere around you. Try to name a profession that you think is very difficult to get rich from, and I will show you that there are rich people in that field. The issue is not with the profession or job itself, but with the person. You create wealth. Wealth does not create you. This is another common mistake people make. People often follow trends, chase after others, and make money based on trends. You might follow trends, chase after them, and make a lot of money from it, but it's not reliable, and one thing is certain: it won't be sustainable. In short, don't follow others blindly, don't chase after trends, and you don't need to pursue trends. Instead, get rich by focusing on what you love the most, what you are most passionate about, and what you are best at. Turn that into money. Don't rush into doing something just because others are making money from it, especially if you don't understand it or don't like it. At the same time, learn the principles and immutable laws of success and wealth. When you combine these two factors, passion and expertise, with the principles of wealth building, you will surely become rich. You will become wealthy quickly, sustainably, and satisfactorily. The ninth truth answers the question of how long it takes to get rich and how to get rich the fastest. There is no standard timeline for becoming wealthy, but you certainly don't need to spend your whole life to achieve it. However, if you truly want to build wealth sustainably and you are starting from scratch, you should set yourself a goal and a plan with a minimum time frame of 5 years. Ideally, aim for a period between 5 to 10 years. Never chase after get-rich-quick schemes, such as becoming rich overnight, winning the lottery, or making a fortune from real estate. The more you pursue a get-rich-quick strategy, the slower you may become rich. On the other hand, if you pursue a strategy for steady, sustainable wealth, you might become wealthier faster than you think. Whether you become rich quickly or slowly depends on yourself. Specifically, it depends on the speed of your personal development. The speed at which you build wealth will be directly proportional to the speed of your personal growth. In other words, the faster you develop yourself, the shorter the time it will take to achieve your wealth, and vice versa. Truth number 10 is the answer to the question, when is the best time to start becoming wealthy? Right now is the best time, the perfect opportunity to begin building your wealth. Never wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Don't wait until you think you have all the necessary conditions, because that will never happen. Start from where you are right now. That is the optimal place. You don't need to go anywhere else to find success or wealth. Success and wealth are created by you. They come from within you, when combined wisely and systematically with external conditions. Wealth is not something floating around, present in one place and absent in another, requiring a search. It is now or never, right here or nowhere. Start building your wealth right away. These are 10 astonishing truths about getting rich that very few people know. Let's review them together. Truth number 1. Whether you are rich or poor is determined by fate, and fate is created by yourself. Truth number 2. Being rich or poor is entirely created by us. No one else, nor any external force, is rewarding or punishing us. Truth number 3. Wealth comes from luck, and poverty comes from misfortune. Luck and misfortune are created by us. Truth number 4. Everyone has the right, ability, potential, and opportunity to be successful and wealthy, just as they dream, regardless of their current situation. Truth number 5. You can absolutely become successful and wealthy. You can achieve anything you want and become anyone you want. Truth number 6. It does not matter where you come from or what your current situation is. You can become successful and wealthy starting from where you are. Truth number 7. Getting rich is also a type of knowledge and skill, so it can be learned. Anyone can learn it, and self-learning is the best way to learn. Truth number 8. Get rich doing what you love the most, using your passion, and leveraging your strengths. Turn it into money. Don't jump into something just because others are making a lot of money from it, especially if you don't understand or like it. At the same time, learn the principles and immutable laws of success and wealth. Combine these two factors, and you will surely achieve success and become wealthy. Truth number 9. The more you pursue a get-rich-quick strategy, the slower you will become rich. If you pursue a strategy for certain and sustainable wealth, you might become rich faster than you think. Whether you become rich quickly or slowly depends on you, specifically on your personal development speed. Truth number 10. The ideal time to start getting rich is now. The perfect place to start getting rich is right where you are. The important thing is that you must transform these 10 truths into your own wisdom. When you first hear them, they are just new ideas for you. They are merely theories. To make them effective for you, you need to make them your own. How can you turn them into your own wisdom? Don't just memorize the words. Reflect on each truth in the context of your own experiences and those of the people around you to deeply understand their presence. Only when you grasp their true essence and see them in practice will they become your wisdom. Once they become your wisdom, they will empower you and contribute to the right processes for achieving success and wealth as you dream. Don't just listen once and stop. Listen, revisit, and write down these 10 truths. Make sure to take accurate notes and avoid distortions. Frequently read them, and if possible, copy them onto a piece of paper and place it where you can see it regularly. Here are 10 extremely important truths that anyone who wants to achieve success, wealth, and fulfillment quickly, sustainably, and completely needs to know. These are not all the truths, but they are some of the most crucial ones I have discovered in my over 10-year journey of building wealth from a negative net worth. This is what I have learned, experienced, and realized. If, more than 10 years ago, when I first embarked on the path to wealth, someone had told me all 10 of these truths at once, I am certain I would have achieved success faster, more significantly, more joyfully, and more correctly, while also reducing the unnecessary costs. Therefore, I hope that, although this is not the official content, its great value can still assist you in your journey to success and wealth. If you already have a clear path to wealth, I hope these 10 truths will give you additional confidence to move forward and conquer all your wildest goals and dreams. For those of you who are still unsure of what to do, how to do it, where to start, or who lack a clear plan and strategy for building wealth, please follow along with the upcoming videos. Please learn on your own, apply it in practice, and prove those things with your own achievements. I commit to you that, even if there is only one person accompanying me, I will continue this project and complete it as planned. I will share everything, and I will share as well as I can, in an honest, sincere, and selfless manner. I will complete it. Thank you for watching the video and paying attention to my sharing. I invite you to discuss with me in the comments. See you in the next video. Book summary. I wish you success.